Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nubian series here on the Lord Master channel, in which we're gonna have to defend our piece of territory that belongs to us, because Egypt has declared an eastern claim on the country. Well, not all of Egypt, but it's the Emirate and their allies that they brought with them. So we're going to be joining this war on the side of our liege because that concerns the territory I hold directly. Yes, I do gain administration, but this is for the defense of our homeland, damn it! So, raise our armies for this. And we got plenty of gold. And hopefully this will win back some of the legitimacy that's been lacking. Because throughout this reign of Marchioness Maria Iesousikol, her reign is characterized by, her legitimacy is being called to question. And she's trying to do everything in her power to keep that legitimacy up. Even though some of that was a bit self-inflicting in regards to her legitimacy, due to her dealings with pirates and all that, and other things. And soon, my idea is to, get personal touch again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just get another one of these perks, and then I'm gonna reset it so we can go more towards that way. And before I could do any more traveling, such as going to a little pilgrimage to get my legitimacy up, but hopefully winning battles here and there will also increase my legitimacy as I'm defending the homeland and all that. Because the legacy of this character is that she's going to be known as the church builder. Not her nickname, but that she's built a couple of temple holdings in her domain. And she has one more planned when she has this county to herself, and it'll be built up there in the desert mountains. But for now, defend our homeland. Irakli is technically not Nubian territory, but it's mine anyway. Especially the one that's in my vassalage. And if they try to make any attempts to fight up in these mountains, we know how to beat them, as they will not have the defensive advantage. We see one of them. Those are our vassals' reinforcements. Not to be concerned yet, because I want the full strength of the army brought to bear here. Ready? Yeah, we're ready. Let's move out. These are small fry. We can take care of them. Main army's up there, led by Emir Mansur. We have the advantage. Although Master Raid's been killed. Increase the army pursuit. Get up most of them. We got them all. And captured that guy too. What's the fort level? 9. 6. 4. Recently looted things could expire in a few months, but let's go besiege Aswan anyway. It'll take a couple of months, and then we'll get the loot out of there. It'll take about approximately a year. My legitimacy did not go up during this, but it certainly gets my prestige and piety up. Apparently Shakanda spit in my son Lazarus' food during the dinner a few nights ago. It seems as if Lazarus is trying to tire Shakanda out by not reacting to his bullying, no matter how many times Shakanda calls him a knave or slaps him across the cheek. Calm. Just ignore Shakanda, he will grow bored. Yeah, you should remain calm. Calm and humble. We've got more hostiles on the way. Reset the perks. Because I'm not much one for hiking. In 2 years' time, we will get personal touch, increasing my domain limit, so we can make more fortune. And maybe I'll become an inspector before I retire to the monastery, because that's what I tend to do. Monastery. Cutting cornerstones, professional workforce, so many can be built faster. Main war profiteer. Siege weapon effectiveness stays as it is. I'll get you too after we take Aswan. And also at the same time, don't forget, in 5 years' time, we will have primogeniture, and I'll change that succession law before I return to monastery. I don't intend to rule for long because, 108 gold loot. Because there's a very good reason that, well, you see, reports like these, including dreadful commanders. Monthly tyranny goes up for a year. Ah, hell. Failed musterings. Men and arms maintenance goes up. 2 years it'll take them. After we take Aswan, go back and beat these guys off. Well, the number of loot increased due to a very high Nile flood. My son has learned Arabic. Shukran. There we go, starvation, big jump. I know what I'm going to do immediately after this war's over. It's just going to be a couple of things, including a pilgrimage to St. Catherine's Monastery. Right. I stab on my tendons. Rub my eyes, the siege camp sprawls out before me. The raucous affair of burlap and leather, and roast chicken and bonfire smoke and foul breath and horse manure and blood and death. Whew. A few banners flutter in the wind. Cut timbers, slates stack like a wall outside the tents. My lower retainer approaches and forms a siege designer. I gather my bodyguards ahead to the edge of the camp. A dia of a swan stands before me. The shambles of burnt shell between here and there, a carpet of fallen bodies, soon to be fetid in the sun, in the heat of the sun. Beyond the toppling walls, I hear women wailing over the dead. Shocked survivors stumble through the streets, searching for loved ones in the far edges of battle. Blood. The stench of burnt flesh drifts across the carnage of stone walls and crumbling timbers. Every inch of the earth is soaked with the cruel juices of the slain livestock and the hopes of men. Women and children run out screaming and weeping. Allow limited looting here and imprison everyone. Perhaps you can ransom some of that to the governor of the Swan. Let's get them. My men have discovered a secretive workshop in the liver of a swan, where a skilled craftsman was producing counterfeit coins of remarkable quality. The forger, Arcadeus, now kneels before you, surrounded by molds and false currency. Your knight, Bartholomeus, holds up one of these coins. My lady, the craftsmanship is extraordinary. Some suggest we could use his talents for strategic purposes. Others demand his execution. He's got the learning skill for it. You want more tyranny grain than the ones we already have? What does that matter to you? But after all, I'm a greedy person, so I might have that. Now, recruit the forger. Such skills have uses, so counterfeit operation for the next 3 years. Because that's the greedy thing to do. Rather than get rich quick, because we do have the means of getting rich quick. One more battle like that and this war should end. I was wondering why it's faded out like that, but I can still see. We do have the advantage all the way though. Alright, the Mirror of Sinai. 100%. You paid war reparations to the king. He's going to need that for mercenaries. Okay. There's no need to go inspection. A couple of things first. As my legitimacy has gone lower than before. So I will bestow him gifts. Yes, gifts. A tutoring trip. Bring Lazarus with you. So, when trial ends, children accompanying the holdings of Domain will be able to increase their skills. You see, son? There's going to be plenty of things you ought to learn from me. Especially that we're headed to over there. To the fortress of Dongala. Gonna pay homage to the king who is not leading his troops in battle. Got my 50 gold back after the 50 gold I'm about to give to the king. Long after night has settled, I find myself laughing, telling stories and drinking with Goldapis. I didn't know he had it in him. But he ended up telling a particular revolt story about the 4 peasants he had seen at Fitter. I have to dry my eyes from the laughter and drink it a bit to clear my throat. I will, well, since I'm shy, says, ask me to telling me another story. Her culture has discovered hereditary rule innovation. So that means there's partition law now. And the next one to be exposed is chronicle writing, where you can press several claims in a single war. and reduces the cash developer siege cost. That's good to know. We are very fortunate to come across an undisturbed, pristinely maintained heir in Kemna. Our party made sure to resupply ourselves with the water provided by this reservoir, though a water that is undoubtedly cleaner and more refreshing than the less than quality water that sometimes comes from the Nile River. While there, we encountered and chatted with the local herders who were also making use of the heirs. One of them told me, "We praise the far-sighted King Jordanus for dedicating resources for the upkeep of these heirs." Let's remind you people of what a heir is. The heirs are artificially constructed water reservoirs first built by the Kingdom of Kush in ancient Nubia that are still used to this day. Many of the earlier heirs were built next to Kushite temples and may have been associated with religious and royal authority and power. I hope Dennis continues to provide for you. Servants usher me into King of Dennis, great hall in Dongala, where he sits his throne, waiting to hear my pledge. I kneel at the feet of my lord and pledge many oaths of homage, as his scribes record the event. My attendants then follow, presenting my rich gifts to the king before he summons court. Now Dennis bids me to arise, and confirms his satisfaction, along with my rights to the lands I rule instead. Price of fealty. This will gain my legitimacy back up. That's the reason why I did that in the first place. Because my legitimacy has been called into question. My son Raphael and his little friend Tapar had taken a copy of the scriptures from the study and brought it to the playroom. Raphael tried to read it, but quickly realized that the words are there and best for left for the priests. He seemed completely content with the inability to understand the deeper meaning of his book. Respect those words. They hold wisdom and meaning. We came across a gorgeous vista in Tumbus. It is a beautiful view, unlike any other we've seen, and a picturesque expanse of the landscape truly shows the glory of our world. Several members of my entourage insist that we stay in this area for a day or two, so we can take a time to admire the scenery. I suppose it won't hurt to enjoy some time here. 100 gold. That journey from us unfortunately brought us directly to the wastelands of Akasha. We were not prepared to undertake this long stretch without a single source of water, and many of my companions began to look as awful as dried onions. We need to do something fast. We need to push on. We'll all take a health penalty here. Who else we can ransom? Oh, you're the man who runs St. Catherine. One of the mayors. One of the Tulanid folks. Not endorsed by my Episcopus again. Do we even use any of these damn things? We gotta get these repaired. But the problem is they just cost too damn much. And you'd rather have this. Get me an antiquarian so they can last just a little bit longer. But unfortunately the best one out there is this man is average. Try to improve them. For God's sakes. Just to last a little bit longer. That's my old milk tooth. Keeping this, but why do they have to be so damn expensive? These don't cost too much. Something that keeps the prowess up. Alright, a couple of things now. Build a local Christian religious building. Just to continue to live up my reputation as being, you know, a church builder. You know, if I'm building churches, so why don't we just build a large church? My predecessor built a large monastery. We do this same thing. So your dynasty gets 25 renown for each level of devotion you have as on Paragon of Virtue, so we'll get plenty of renown out of this. For the glory of the Lord. For those of status such as myself, one way for us to show our devotion to God as good cubs is to found a Christian religious site. In doing so, we not only improve the spiritual lives of the locals, but also to perform penance for our sins and to demonstrate our piety. I have thus ordered the construction of a large Coptic church. While this is no towering cathedral, of course, it will still serve as an impressive site in the settlement built in. Its presence will inspire the locals to greater deeds and provide them a place to pray and worship the glory of God. All in all, this building will take some time to finish, but I'm sure the wait will be worth it. I look forward to its completion. So, when this is done, I'm going to get over 100 renown out of this. And also commission a donor portrait. I have other means to get legitimacy. So, go for close family. This donor portrait will depict myself and my close relatives, just to gain more renown again. And it ups my legitimacy a bit. Another 100 renown. 100 renown, meaning. I approached the Nubian artisans and Coptic priests about commissioning a donor portrait of myself in a work of Christian religious art of the local church, perhaps one depicting a scene from scriptures. While the focus of this artwork is, of course, the religious aspect, I've specified this donor portrait's secondary focus should be depicting myself and my close relatives. I hope all will see this religious art to appreciate how my lineage is filled with people with admirable religious qualities. The Sai family should forever be associated with deep devotion to God. You could say, yeah, I'm not the most reputable female ruler out there, but at least I tried to be pious, even though I am not a virtuous or vengeful. I'm a sinner, but I'm a sinner who I recognize my flaws. How much does that cost again? To St. Catherine's Monastery. Pious performance. This pilgrimage will be an important part of your legacy as a devout Coptic ruler, so this will gain legitimacy. That's the purpose of it. And my son and heir, Lazarus, will be brought along with me. And look, this is now a battle site of Sabagura. Marchioness Maria Iesousikol mounted an expert defense against the incoming enemy of Sheikh Nasir. The moment of the battle was when the Nubian archers, led by Bahir, managed to navigate around the enemy and destroy the opposing army. Amidst the chaos, Sheikh Nasir managed to flee together with her closest retainers. So, now that's the one place where you could get your marshal from. So, this side of the border now is a notable battle site, and that'll be another part of the legacy of Maria Iesousikol. Get a desert warrior. This is just going to be a little bit of a trip across Egypt. We go see the pyramids, then we go visit their capital, then we pass through this here university, go to the monastery of St. Catherine, and then we go visit these monasteries. And then down we go. Yes. You know, I could go to these other places, but no, not really invested in that. Curiosity. Indeed. For the renown. Only 140 gold. Right. Okay. You all go with me now. Start the pilgrimage. We're only doing this just to keep the legitimacy up. To the Sinai. The fame of St. Catherine's Monastery has spread around the world for multiple reasons. It is not only the oldest Christian monastery still in operation, it is also the home to many sacred landmarks and fascinating sites, from the Well of Moses and the Burning Bush to the relics of St. Catherine. Little wonder it has remained a popular place of pilgrimage to this day. I, too, aim to be one of those pilgrims who seek to be spiritually inspired by this spiritual glory. I will brave the harsh and rugged deserts of the Sinai and reach this great monastery one way or the other. My journey begins today, and what a journey it'll be. Yes, son's coming with me on this travel, because this is just a travel, tutoring travel. He may learn a thing or two. While passing through the villages of West Aswan, I spent time talking to locals. One thing stands out: their intense loyalty to their liege. One village talker with such passion they would think they were describing a lover rather than a ruler. I will make my subjects equally loyal. I'll do it. It's 50-50. I win. Because I saw the money gain. Yeah, I never learned Coptic. It's not the kind of language you often see around here. Whilst walking through the streets of Anas, we see a throng of little peasant kids gather around an old man down the small side street. Some of them are waiting around little misshaped wooded swords and yelling excited as they try to hit him. Who would be impressed by footwork like that, eh? He turns to us after teasing one of the kids. And remarks after a worried grin. You want to join us, old man? I think you might be a bit older than my usual group. Sure, I could give it a go. Lose to do, but it helps hone the skills. Show him. He beats bandits, visited the pyramids, and we visit the capital at Alexandria, and a lighthouse there. Not again. I know an oasis nearby. It's right over there. And found the shortcut. Is it just to Cairo? A gift of entertainers from Dorico. Thanks to our dynasty legacy, you have the ability to send so-called entertainers. An envoy has arrived from Countess Dorico today, accompanied by a large entourage. Turns out that she wishes to give me a large troop of skilled entertainers and slaves from Kalabsha. These include musicians, dancers, acrobats, and even beautiful slaves and courtesans. Gifts of skilled people are common across the prosperous lands of Eurasia and the so-called Silk Road, as they demonstrate the wealth, status, and authority of a ruler like Countess Dorica. I am, of course, flattered by such a gift, and these entertainers will become a valued part of my court, ready to provide entertainment to my courtiers and guests at a moment's notice. A great Marchioness like myself deserves such a gift. Not to mention it gives a tiny bit of renown. Nice. Better if I was the queen. We arrived here at St. Catherine's Monastery. Lazarus has increased his learning. And your intrigue's gone up too. You're quite the traveler, son. That's why I brought you with me. We should do more traveling. Perhaps I'll go to Jerusalem after this. My trek across the Sinai towards St. Catherine's Monastery reminded me of the episode from the book of Exodus, when the Israelites, led by Moses, wandered the Sinai 40 years, subsisting on only quail and manna that God provided them. By comparison, whatever hardships I've faced during my recent travels seem trivial. So I'm happy to arrive at the monastery at long last. Just thinking about it, I know while I'm here there will be much to do, much to see, much time spent in prayer. But first, let us find somewhere to rest for the night. A new day dawns. I find myself waking up at St. Catherine's Monastery. How great it feels to be at this ancient sacred site, like thousands of other devoted Christian pilgrims over the centuries. There are many interesting things to see and experience at this holy place. But first, I plan to spend many days in prayer and worship of God. In spiritual reflection, perhaps after I can spend time exploring and better understanding the many facets of this monastery. I leave better prepared for my first full day here. I spent much time now at St. Catherine's Monastery, praying and worshipping God while spending time in the monastery. There is one thing that's drawn my attention in particular, which has greatly inspired me more than anything else. The Ashtaname of Muhammad. The Ashtaname of Muhammad, or the Covenant of Muhammad, is a charter codifying the protections and privileges granted to the Christian monks of St. Catherine's Monastery by the Muslim prophet Muhammad. The original document is still held at the monastery for safekeeping to this day. Truly, this is an old place, steeped in spirituality and history, and this history is one that predates even that of the monastery. This place is truly profound in many ways, so I did get inspired by it. After going on a pilgrimage to the monastery, this character was greatly inspired by what he saw there, particularly the Ashtaname and Muhammad. So as a reminder for you people, the Ashtaname of Muhammad, also known as the Covenant or Testament of Muhammad, is a charter granting protection of other privileges to the Christian monks at St. Catherine's Monastery. The original version of the document was supposedly seized by the Ottomans for safekeeping when they conquered Egypt, though a copy was made to the monks of St. Catherine's Monastery as compensation, and the Ottomans nonetheless upheld the charter's provisions. Yeah, that'll get rid of the negated diplomacy penalty because, you know, I've got plenty of that. So, my diplomacy is slightly improved than before. Alas, my time here at St. Catherine's Monastery has come to an end, and I must return to my normal life as a Marchioness. Still, I had quite the inspiring, thought-provoking, spiritual experience here at the monastery. Who knew one single remote location out in the middle of the desert could have so much religious history and lore? It was good that I could travel here while I'm still healthy and able, and I'll reflect all that I've seen and done to make my way home. Perhaps one day I might even return. So you got your pilgrim trait experience, some legitimacy, and renown especially. I will likely travel again to go to Jerusalem for the pilgrimage, and as well as to gain even more legitimacy, because I would hate to retire with negative legitimacy. Mystery men. I have seen the world and beheld its many wonders in my travels, but never I beheld such beauties as the ones I see in a whole land. Truly, mystery men are cut above all the rest. One particularly fascinating sight has taken my eyes lately. A peasant man by the name of Mata. A pretty little sunshine. He is far too pleasing my eye to spend his days away in a whole land. Alas, I cannot give my love so easily. Traversing the floodplains of the outskirts of the land, we were suddenly attacked by a swarm of bandit riders out for blood. We were so close to holding, surely Wali Bibin will send help. As time drags on and we are chased by the scoundrels for the longest avoiding battle, it's become painfully clear that no help is coming. How could a ruler let malicious riders like these inhabit his borders? My knight rides him next to me with a solid look in his eyes. We both know the tactic we've practiced in the past. Well, you know what to do. He's gonna get killed, even though he and I had issues in the past. Not to mention he's a son of mine and a fornicator. So, I find it alright to see him go like that. She will do just fine. You know, after all, we never see each other eye to eye. Actually, no, sway her instead. We can get him enforced by performing a pilgrimage. Re-establish the kingdom of Nubia? What? When has that become a thing? It's time for no. I mean, there is a king. I mean, back then there were 3 kingdoms of Nubia, which was Makuria, Alodia, and now Nubia. Is it because of my level of fame? Yeah, my level of fame's gone up. Yeah, it just did, and that option just popped up. I've never seen that before. Becoming an independent kingdom of Nubia, which is an uncreated kingdom title. And as we are a powerful, realm ourselves, I mean, I still intend to retire because, if I do become the queen, well, then it's going to lead to newer problems. Such as, well, expected higher legitimacy. So declare independence and become a kingdom of our own. I mean, he served us well, and there are parts of Nubia that are not, technically part of the Korea. And then there's this part. But nevertheless, I'll become independent and have all of this to my name. So originally, my legacy, as I've been thinking, that my legacy was going to be, be one of church building. But now, well, we are a very powerful vassal compared to all the others, so we are We might as well feel like we are a kingdom of our own. I will establish that re-establish that kingdom, but there's a few things I need to do first. Such as one, get rid of this vassal. I might become the culture head, since, you know, I'm a stronger Nubian ruler than he is. There's a store on the market of Kotosko. Loud ruckus comes from the couple of stalls down from. There's a furious woman enemy, Mayor Darme. We'll have your head for this. He yells at another merchant. It looks possibly even. I would love to see him try. The stall owner dismisses the merchant with a wave his hand. Angrily turning to her bodyguards, the merchant clearly tends to get a deal, one way or the other. I'll watch the spectacle. Bank! God's wounds. We're just right there. As I pass through the small town here on my travels, I'm accosted by a foul-smelling man. He stumbles forth and nearly falls. My entourage approaches. His breath reeks of alcohol and clears out too many cups of mead. Could you spare some change, my lady? Things have been hard lately, and I could really use a pint. After he uses the last of his self-awareness to beg, he falls over the ground and pisses himself. It's clearly a sad state of affairs, but it's hardly my problem, is it? Show this disgusting thing its place. Get out! Because I'm a bit of a vengeful person, you know? Don't forget about that. Hey, this has been long ago. It's great that you're developing this and you get more tax thanks to the gold mine here, but... Hey, you can stop now. Years. Personal touch. Domain limit +1. This is what I was waiting for. Alright, nephew. I have no ill will towards you, other than I just want you to tell you to please get out of this land. It's valuable to me. There's going to be some tyranny, and my legitimacy will be dropped. Our efforts to convert Lord are success so far. However, since it would take up a lot of time to continue there, I'd advise that our efforts be redirected somewhere more deserving. No, keep converting. Thank you. My legitimacy dropped again, as I'm still recognized ruler. I mean, of course, it's inevitable to see control dropped there, but oh my goodness, the popular opinion. What the f... Oh yeah, don't forget that this is... I mean, there's been some conversions. Actually, you're right. You're right. I need you to start converting here. Because this place is going to be part of my domain for good. And you know, once I become queen, we can get rid of this feudal vassal and this thing will be all mine. And then subsequently with primogeniture, which we do have the prestige for it, and we gotta please all these powerful vassals here. Yeah, I will reestablish the independent kingdom of Nubia, as we're practically a kingdom, a stronger kingdom than the actual kingdom of Makuria when you think about it. And perhaps one day, I'll conquer Dongola. So that way the Coptic faith can have this holy site again. Although we have no ill will against our fellow Ethiopian Christians, which we view them as righteous. It's just that my liege and father before him are not properly Coptic, though we do share the same pope. We're just fellow Christian brothers. Plus, the king is a good friend of mine, so he would. Alright, first things first. Get the control back up. And while we're at it, go inspect. Putting a lot of money into this. Little danger. Come with me, son. We've been traveling quite a lot. We're just going to do 2 more travels. Inspection, and then pilgrimage to Jerusalem, because I need you to be there with me. It's time to take matters in my own hands. I'll proceed to oversee the workings of Alaki. I shall count every sheep, every fortification, every sword, every sack we gain. My role will be the most managed there is. Let us ride. Yeah, the popular opinion is a real issue here. Charismatic protagonist. High taxes. And, of course, the barony, the count attention here is also going to be an issue. Because there are some Nubians here, but not enough of them. They're a small minority. Greedy satisfaction. Yes. Piracy, seafaring raiders. What the f... Managers have indicated surge of seafaring raiders disrupting our maritime trade routes. Merchants are suffering losses in urgent matters and need to secure our coastal waters. I recall there's an option somewhere that can deal with that matter, I think. No, I don't think so. And we do need new men. Goes up. Alright, as I arrive here now, I brought to the study. Group of servants to all my needs and fuss around me for a while until I asked them to leave. I'm meant to focus on my task at hand if they keep running around the room. With them out of the way, I can finally start working on my plans, which is to... Well, this popular opinion thing is going to be a real factor. The control thing, I don't think we need an increase in that, so... For once, ensure the people here remember why I'm their liege. This is going to be a different option I don't typically do. It's not safe at all, my lady, a haggard-looking child tells me. Barely survived my life, I did. True to her word, sounds like she's been through quite an experience. It seems people from all over have traveled to see the mining settlement only to be intercepted by criminals. If we allow bandits and footpads continue preying on visitors, it's only a matter of time when we'll start looking elsewhere. I'll recruit a small guard patrol to protect the travelers. Good jump. Tax evasion, decrease. Targeted recruitment efforts. As part of my efforts to improve our standing with the people of Alaki, I've set aside a day to travel through the city and meet with the locals. Though they have some reservations at first, we see a large group of locals want to come over to tell us about their problems. If I have the opportunity, I will talk about What a great impression I have. Okay. So, improved popular opinion reward if the inspector is successful. 31% chance of increase becoming popular ruler. The opinion go up plus 20. Or 63% chance of increase slightly with pleased fabulous with 10 of your opinion up. Charming ruler. It's charmed the locals after target them at length. Good. Well on our way. I know I gain stress because I'm shy, but we need new knights. Despite the many problems visual I've faced here, I feel like I'm starting to get a good understanding of how I get my way around here. Landowners, local guilds are all starting to accept my way of doing things. Just need to stake out a path for the future of this county and find the right people to lead it there. Hopefully these are the last of my challenges here. Good job. Dealt with mercenaries. Control level up. Popular among the locals. Another success chance increase. We've seen a significant rise in popularity among the locals in Algate, to the point that some apparently use "be like Maria Iesousikol" as an idiom. It's only a matter of time before they learn to appreciate their betters. Hopefully they will remember this the next time some pointless little issue comes up. As planned. My legitimacy go up. Right. I'm just doing everything in my power to keep it up. Inspection focus. General opinion. Levies up. Popular opinion way up now. That'll definitely calm them down. For the most part. And the control is good enough. So we might as well start converting the populace up there. It's the only way to ensure to make things secure. Now get ready for a pilgrimage to Jerusalem. Oh no. The heat is overbearing as I pass through the orchard itself. Around me, trees are in full bloom, celebrating the season. Suddenly a high-pitched shriek pierces the air. I quicken my step, and only to find a peasant child below a tree, in shambles and saw me violently. It would seem she made an attempt to climb in a tree, or slip and fall on the ground. One of the bone piles protruded at a strange angle. Ha! These trees are a health hazard! Burn this place to the ground! I said that because the vengeful option's available. Again, we'll reestablish the kingdom. It only costs 125 gold, which we can get it pretty easily. Now that we have excellent income now. You'll get over the dehydration. Right, on your 14th birthday, we're going on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem, I promise you that. Your travel begins on the 16th. Alright. You're 14 now. Because they say the tutoring trip thing option goes away when he turns 15. So this could be my last opportunity for this. Oh, I just came to a realization. Down there. When you form that kingdom, you get to have coronation ceremonies. Whereas I practically have plans to retire. Because the things have been happening to me. I've only got 2 years, so I think I should just wait it out. Because I don't want to be a coordinated queen. I'll just say, yes, I will be the one who declares independence, and then subsequently just retire, go to the monastery, and just be some sort of hidden figure. You need someone who knows all about the military. Someone like him. No conversions. to Jerusalem. I'll be a pious woman. Just a tutoring trip, along with Desert Warrior, that we'll take. Zealotry would kind of make sense because that's what I'm becoming these days. You're coming with me. So is Shakanda and Raphael. Although we'll take our time with this. Slow the travel speed. I could bring more with me. Although more piety will be earned. I mean, I want Sophia too. I want my children to come to the pilgrimage with me. Unless you want to bring everybody. Everybody. Because you all deserve it. Alright, let me customize the route. After we travel to Jerusalem, we will be getting to this. There's a Grand Temple Nablus. And then we'll go visit the battle site and then Damascus. Temple of Jupiter and then back. Well, actually, up there too. There's this other capital. And then after that, we go down to Petra. And then to there. And to there. And then we'll cross the Red Sea over here. Because I'd rather, yes, exactly, go to my territory that I control. It's safer than over there. Fly. So this is going to be the last time I'll take a tutoring trip with my son and heir, Lazarus. Lazarus is going to be the first real king of independent Nobadia. Not me. I just want to be a pious Christian woman, despite my sins, doing penance, and all that. So, let us go. While all preparing for my journey, I have had a sense of serenity, knowing that everything will be alright. I'm pleased to embark on this pilgrimage to Jerusalem in order to get even closer to God. Now more than ever, I feel certain that He will watch over me on my travels. Stewardship. Again, you're the man of stewardship. And possibly just as good of any other skills that's given you. And he's also learned Greek. That'll be useful for you when you go to get educated in the University of Constantinople. In the markets of Carta, a familiar man makes an appearance. Like a puppy, he has followed us for days. With pleading eyes, he exclaims, "My lady, your courtier, Rena, will she ever love me? For she is a Copt, and I am of the Shari faith. But is there a chance?" He seems infatuated. Looks less for certain. Would God approve of this union? Accept God, and she will be yours. I say this because I'm a vengeful person. I'm not zealot, but I tend to be vengeful when things don't go my way. Hey, don't make me beat you up too. So, accept it, and she will be yours. It's back under full control there. We've encountered many Coptic pilgrims on our route thus far, and all of them have been pious and devoted to God's will. However, we soon come across the company of a group of strange travelers from distant lands. They introduce themselves as Mulawadis, and they tell us this route is sacred to their people too. Shy. I'll say, only cops may take this journey. It'll be more pious. 46% chance that we'll convert the pilgrims, and 53% chance that you fail to convert them. Either way, one's going to be your friend, or the other will be your rival. He's a Bosque Muslim. He's a prolific pilgrim. Conversion successful. Welcome aboard. As I continue my holy journey, I encountered a woman by the roadside, caked in filth and wet with her tears. Are you happy now? You've taken everything from me. How am I to go on in a world ruled by a creature as cruel as Allah? Clearly she is desperate and having a crisis of faith. These are Fortuna's tears. Sorry, the shyness in me took over. It is known that the Coptic people are ardent believers in the Shah faith. They do not take kindly to non-believers. Nonetheless, Ibsha is on the route that we must pass through. Quickly, though, the villagers' vengeful eyes are set upon us like a hyena prowling its meal. Before I have a chance to react, the local mob descends upon us of a mob of raging fanatics, screeching about our alleged heretical beliefs, and demanding we pay atone for passing through these here holy lands. Foolish man, it is you who's the heretic. We lost the debate and be forced to pay them. Bank. Shovel supplies around. Don't want to raid any longer. If we have to. Maybe. Religious strife, it makes even slower travel. And makes travel more dangerous now. What's the matter with you? Consumption. Well, let's hope you get better. It doesn't make travel more dangerous as long as we take safer routes. As we travel through the drylands of Al Ramla, the hospice covered in beautiful mashriki art appears along the roadside. Travelers, you look weary. Our doors are open for resting care, the physician offers a gentle smile. Inside, the air is calm, filled with soothing aroma of herbs. Here, try my favorite decoction of the orchid. It'll revigorate your souls. Do we still have our excellent physician? Yeah, we still do. I'll just say, let me partake of this decoction. 99% chance that I'll be invigorated, 1% chance that I'm killed. If I were to die right now, it'll be... It's like, damn, just before I retired, or even reached to the pilgrimage. But, well, small health boost to keep me going. By God's nails, we're right there! No other city in the world has a history quite like Jerusalem. In addition to many other holy sites there, the city contains the Church of the Holies, the Sepulchre, built over the combined places where Jesus was crucified, buried, and resurrected. Standing outside the Temple Mount with my hand on the western wall, I find myself reflecting on everything that happened on my journey to this city of legend. I have walked the holy path. Son, you're a pilgrim too. My children are all pilgrims. During our pilgrimage to Jerusalem, I can't help but return to the local market, perusing the wares. One stand in particular stands my attention. The merchant grins and proclaims, I have the wares if my lady has the coin. These exotic goods present would surely make a nice product back home. Or maybe I could even save them as a gift. Pay 50, which, you know, we'll get the money back by monthly income. And then marketable exotic wares could be sold back home. I could easily triple this. Yeah, go ahead. As much as I would like to be more pious, but the greediness took over me, thanks to my high stewardships. It's the greediness in me. I said, we'll be able to sell more back home. There's only so much a woman can pray about looking for other equally important ways to spend so much time, and Wally Haddan has a lovely residence that he so kindly allows me to visit. We hear some voices come from one of the rooms. In doing this, you achieve the greatest technique. Abdicate Sinai Wally Mina, explaining her craft to a group of interested courtiers who eagerly follow her teachings. I don't have the diplomacy skill for this. But the greediness says no. A person is not to risk the fury of what they have done. What are you? Saunim Chedi. Praise God. I just received word that the large Coptic church I ordered to be built has been completed and fitted. While it cannot match the great cathedrals, it's still a majestic sight. It will inspire and provide for the spiritual needs of many Copts for many generations. I'm glad to have founded such a religious site. Doing this as penance. Building churches considered part of the penance. As I wandered around the stalls in the market, avoiding many local foods as I can, waves of people are trying to drag me into their houses. I noticed a bigger gathering around a specific merchant. Come and buy the true relic for a price that would make St. Matthew last for decades. The holy nail, found in this very holy shrine only a few days ago. It's an inventory artifact. One of the nails on Jesus' cross. The greediness says no. I would rather... I could make a deal, or just say, with my keen eye, that doesn't look very authentic. I don't think so. As our time with the sacred site draws to an end, I feel reassured there might not have been the most pious pilgrim out there. I've proven my dedication to the Lord in more ways than one. This being my first pilgrimage, and while no pilgrimage is exactly alike, I feel confident and I'm more familiar with what to expect from this type of spiritual journey in the future. Jerusalem, it's been an honor. Now you got some legitimacy. Now to start my journey back home, which will take about less than a year, approximately. While we go visit a few capitals here and there. Plus, like to be an inspector at the end. Before I will switch focus. My son Raphael has finished a lesson held by Saud of management of the treasury and the gold therein. It only seems that the only bits mentioning gold have struck. Now he's levying small taxes from all the servants he could chase down, much to their collective annoyances. You know, him being cuz, I think that does sound like him a bit. Though he's a military man at heart. That's right, nothing is more important than gold, so make him be greedy. I would like to have Groom to rule, give him a few extra skill points. So, just like the town that I too. I should switch my focus to be more of diplomacy. One thing I noticed as we passed through Al-Zamadani is that every other Maastricht child claims to be a philosopher. At first I'm skeptical of this, but after being roundly outwitted in my third conversation row, I started to think perhaps there is something to their claims. Their latest philosopher, Legit, is practically laughing at my latest attempts at logical argument. What can I personally learn from him? As my entourage and I navigate the expanse of Koyatan, the distinctive silhouette of a camel comes into view. As Needy draws in, a herder approaches. Welcome, honored guests, she beams. The camels of Koyatan will sustain us. Tonight we honor these noble beasts. Will you join us beneath the stars for our feast and tales of the desert? Unfortunately, I must heed the call for the journey and decline. We gotta get going, because I don't want to be back here as soon as possible. Mamlaka of Armenia. This place. As we traverse the arid plains of Palmyra, the serene oasis comes into view, circled by a fleet of camels. The wise elder reclining by the water. Notice our approach just one. Weary travelers, he begins, his voice soft as the evening breeze. The spirit of the desert can be hushed. Rest by our waters and let the camels quiet strength restore you. Well, the greediness in me says perhaps we should trade and gain a bit of gold. Nature will provide for us, of course. We can re-establish the kingdom if you like. Remember, it's not only money that's required, but your level of fame also has to be illustrious. I'm stalling for time, waiting for a few things. Such as, you know, primogeniture. 10 months approximately, we will have it. Okay, 2 wars just been started. I think that's the king intervening other people's wars, I think. Yeah. Intervening on Ethiopia's behalf. Axum's behalf. Alright, for stewardship, you're gonna give me the vassal tax contribution. Every little bit helps for monetary gain. Now I'm the inspector. It's +1 stewardship, long reign bonus, development growth, and safer travels. I would. Wow, vassal limit with this thing. I didn't know they were capable of it. What the? Okay. Foreign affairs focus. Something that kind of goes against what I usually am, but I just need to pick up one more perk for the time being before I will finally retire to that monastery. Gonna be traveling the Red Sea for a while. The seas around here are thick with Somali traders going about their usual craft, carrying rare and exotic goods from one port to another. One such merchant ship holds an item with it that immediately takes my interest. The moment I lay my eyes on the maritime trading handbook, I know I could never find anything like that back in Nubia, and it must simply be mine. Don't we already have something like that? Yes, we already have something like that, but I'm going to try to steal it. Stole the artifact. But now, here's the thing, though. We don't need another one of these. What are you going to do with the new one? I mean, they both have the same amount of them. We'll get rid of the old and keep the new. Destroy the artifact and you'll gain 32 gold out of this. So, free cash. Smart, you know? Back in familiar territory. Remember how much this costs? Oh, 640 gold now. It's reduced slightly. I'm willing to save my money to build one more temple holding, then I'll be out of here. As I get up early in the morning, I cannot help letting out a loud yawn, stretching, and make my way out of my tent to see that the people are already moving about. I notice Bartholomeos is heading off what looks like a makeshift fishing wad through all the noise and bustle of the camp. Where are you off to? I ask him. He not showing the shrug. It's a nice day for fishing. Let's rest here for a couple of days for once. During my travels, came to a rather friendly village in Sayal. The locals are respectful, kindly gave us supplies. A few members of my traveling caravan suspicious, but nothing unusual happened. Such nice people out here. Yes. Having carried my exotic wares all the way from Jerusalem, I need to decide what to do with them. Should I sell them at a profit or maybe keep them as a gift for my next person's king? The coin speaks to me. Sell the words of triple amount. 150 gold. We're well on our way. We're going to build that temple holding. Gold for piety. My pious episcopal kingdom recently shared a plan with religious peers across the world regarding the improvement of our holy sites. As it stands, every ruler of our faith is set to contribute an amount of gold to finance the construction of more imposing structures. Not the question is how shall I proceed. As a greedy person, I say refuse. And once again, he stops endorsing me. Never ends, does it? The Dovecote. I routinely inspect the castle with Steward Murky, making note of the needed repairs, meeting new senior household staff, essentially keeping abreast of the status of my own estate. Today, Murky points at a grassy spot just outside the castle walls. I was thinking it would be ideal a location to construct a freestanding Dovecote. It would give us access plenty to pigeon and dove meat, and as well as eggs, fodder. It would provide a ready supply of dung for your fields. Some new Dovecotes also make architectural statements that reflect well on their owners. No more just adding a shabby room above the henhouse. We can build a round one or square one, or why not go bold and make it octangle? Some Dovecotes also mix pieces of glass with the stone in the roof to reflect the sun, as this reportedly attracts birds from further away. In any event, a manor house is almost thought of as incomplete without one. What say you, lady? "50 years. Oh. Just build a practical one. It's an investment. It's going to stay there for a good long while here. Oh shit. Someone tried to kill me just because of the conversion efforts. As we're just trying to increase the Coptic faith here. You're always there for me. I'm grateful. My son Raphael approached me with a rare display of courage and openness. When I need, I expect you to be there too. Now give me the money. Demand payment. Give me it. Because we are raising for the, build a church fund, the temple holding. Oh. Just destroy these artifacts. Get more gold out of it. If you're not going to use them, destroy them. We already have this, so get rid of it. You're not going to repair these anytime soon. Okay, it cannot be destroyed. Anything that's higher than masterwork. Well, they're just going to rot there. Equip this. That crown is very important. It's like, yes, it's a nice crown, but I don't know what the future coronation ceremony of Nubia would look like. What in the world was my son Lazarus doing at wardrobe in the servants' quarters? Playing hide and seek, he claims. He looks like a fool, smiling, flushed cheeks, drooling. Barely hear what I'm saying. Oh no, I know what happened. We must have seen two sorcerers plucking a duck together. There was undoubtedly lust in Lazarus's eyes. No, no, no. Restrain yourself. This is no way for a lord to behave. You gotta be virtuous for once. You're gonna be more of a Christian than I am. More than I'll ever be. That's why the holding taxes was just shot up. Low flood is another factor. But now my only concern is, in the short term, build one more temple holding here. Now it's 720. God dang it! No, it's 640 up there. It's the mountains. It's the other factors. So he needs 58 gold more. Faith touch decreased over there. Good. Every little bit helps. It's those damn high taxes. And don't worry, those people would love to see me go. But unfortunately, that power is going to go away with this. Picking up padded swords for a sparring match with my son Sarkanda. Noticed a tattered journal cast on one side. On the cover, it seems to contain exercises of best practices pertaining to martial arts. Sarkanda glances in my direction. Well, I think I'm mostly for illustrations. You can borrow it. We should try it out. He's a bit of an eccentric himself, as I noticed. An official deal. Greedy satisfaction. You know, when we form our own kingdom, we get to have our own. We get to change our own realm laws as I see fit. Or at least my son sees fit. My son's about to turn 16. African sacred rulership and Lazarus has come of age. A natural administrator from birth. It should surprise no one that Lazarus has come far in the studies of management as a realm. Not content with the understanding of the flow of wealth and people, he seems capable of predicting it as if by instinct. He always finds a new way of profiting off too. He's an exalted administrator. Tier 4. Legitimacy up. Compared to, you know, someone like me where I don't gain as much legitimacy. Oh. They grow up fast. Now, look at his skills. 11 diplomacy, 13 martial, 30 stewardship, 10 intrigue, and 15 learning. He'll do fine. But he's got a turtle-like demeanor. So this character's demeanor is wise and steadfast, as he is a steadfast sentinel. Exuding a calm and patient presence within the court. Oh, he is calm. They possess a deep sense of introspection and are known for their thoughtful and deliberate actions. Their court interactions are marked by a composed and measured nature. Counselors will support him, not so much for the members of his dynasty. Courtly, glory hound, and minority vassals may not like him. He'll do fine. And his prowess skill is average, so at least he knows how to defend himself. Once I give him all the artifacts, because I fear that if I retire the monastery now, I might take all the artifacts away and he's not going to gain any. So I'll be sure to remember in future reference to gift all the artifacts to him. So in the meantime, oh, Mercury is still excellent. I'm glad everybody's on our side now. We'll change the primogeniture soon. First, build one more temple holding here. Now. Okay, 19 months left is how long it takes. Send a steward over, and now it'll take only 10 months. Now my priority is to make a little bit more money, then we'll start making a couple more moves. He is a man now. It's been a good while since I saw my old heartthrob, Corrillos. Still alive, huh? Even after all these years, the thought of him as a subject of my child infatuation occupies my mind in midnight hours. He is a man now. He's way more of a man. He's been around 50 years. I can't help but feel so reach for a quill and think of him. Perhaps I'll finally make my feelings known. I must set aside these childish thoughts. My mind's elsewhere now. Because I have other priorities in life. Such as, well, in 3 years or so, try to get the perk groomed to rule. We need that just to give a few more skill points for my children before it's my time to finally go. Now flood is still low. Now river's one of those factors. You inherited. We'll think about that. But I would likely ignore it. Since we're going to be an independent kingdom, that's another thing we ought to watch out for. Ourselves. The Dovecote law. The construction of our freestanding dovecotes brought to fore the question who else should have the privilege of owning such. Some argue that freestanding dovecotes should be the unique purview of the landed nobility, while others propose that any landholder, noble or not, is able to construct and maintain the dovecote should be allowed to enjoy its rewards. I'm sure restrict the privilege to dovecotes. Popular opinion up on every damn place in my realm. Any landholder with over 50 acres. 50 acres. 50 acres. For the next 2 years. Every little bit helps. Try to knock that down. My niece Sean has been quarreling with her last sister Dove for days. Just overheard an argument next to him. Unbelievable, young sons. How could a doxy like you believe you are the ideal manifestation of Psi family virtues? You're clearly far more deserving of this distinction than you are. No fighting in the family. As I walk into the room, turns face me. Glad you are here, Maria Iesousikol. Please talk some sense to no one else. She's the daughter of Bene Makar of South Kordofan. She's pretty complete unreasonable. Huh, I'm clearly the best side around. That's why anyone who stopped them from fighting each other. Small gain for diplomatic lifestyle. Extra taxes have been levied over there. Contact Indian Ocean. We do need the money, as we're not getting as much as we used to, so let's acquire some booty. How much? 87 gold. Very good. I think that should be enough to need. And some of you are asking, for what? Those powerful vassals, they seem to be all on our side. Okay. We're going to change this succession wall. No, god dang it. It's over this screen. I keep forgetting. Keep freaking forgetting. Anyways, switch to why not primogeniture? Does don't have high crown authority. Does not have primogeniture innovation. Can enact primogeniture law. So it doesn't count. Well, at least we could do a partition, at the least. And obviously we don't have royal prerogative, as that's over there. I mean, that's understandable. I'm just nodding my head like, okay. Okay, I get it now. I mean, I understand high crown authority. I think I was being a little bit overzealous on some of the missing factors, like I forgot about the crown authority stuff. Also, that's what you're fascinated with? If I was cultured, I'd rather change that immediately. To go for household soldiers just to get it anyway. Increase the size of our military, knowing the Egyptians would probably want to fight us again. And all that. So that's what I was originally saving the money for, is just in case if we have to change that succession law, but we can make do with primogeniture. No, goddammit, partition. Okay, so we can change that. So here's the difference. Under Confederate partition, your titles will be divided equally between your children. New titles may be created for younger realm heirs, but under partition, titles will be equally divided between your children. So, as it reads more, upon succession under Confederate partition, all titles held by the late ruler will be divided among their eligible children, with the player always being given the primary title, realm, capital, and any direct enjoyed titles associated with it. Younger children will be given titles, starting with those of the same rank as the primary title. If none are available, will be given the lower rank titles. Your player heir cannot be preemptively granted titles that do not stand to inherit. Younger children will have titles created for them if enough land is held. Under partition, all titles held by the late ruler will be divided amongst their eligible children, but the player will always be given the primary title, realm capital, and any de jure title associated with it. Younger children will be given titles starting with those of the same rank as the primary title. If none are available, they will be given low rank titles. Your player cannot be preemptively granted titles that do not stand to inherit. It's the same damn description. It makes the player heir like it more. Eligible children, not so much. House paying lord. Fast opinion remains the same. So at least there's progress. Laws passed. Okay. So, who gets what? I mean, I'm more concerned about the coast. Who gets that? Raphael gets it. Although, honestly, I'd rather have, all of them to... Like, I would rather have him be the one to have all. Like, get all the land to himself. Of course, you can do that with excellent stewardship and all that. Just let time pass. Just wait for the temple holding to be finished. And as well as just stick around for a while until you pick up Groom to rule, and then look, there's a possibility I may have to, disinherit two of my sons here. Because if you disinherit one, unless you have a family hook on it, then you can, tell them to, go for that. Mostly I will never accept that idea. Remember, this already only yeah, not an option. So you'll have your kingdom. And who gets Anarchy? Raphael too. Raphael gets all the... He's gonna get the good stuff compared to Lazarus. Lazarus will not be pleased. I'll have this. And Abu Hamad will be given the Shakanda. Alright, it's finished. Come on. Just process routine paperwork. Alright, the document says, I was intending to send a messenger to King Odanis with the merchandise I bought for him and the horse I have prepared for him and the equipment that he requested from me. I'll be sure to get a tattoo before I retire to the monastery. Lucky is the best damn steward around. He'll like it. We'll reestablish that kingdom soon. All I need is just one more perk. Well, we'll slowly gain money. Unless... in terms of who gets what. Tibor, great man, he just passed. Now, Miles, you're the man to do it. One of the servants came back today after visiting a cousin living in a town some distance away. This cousin had kindly offered some precious onions as a gift. Thank you. These would go great in soup. I knew that getting older me doing everything slow, but I didn't think it would all come to a halt until my death. Lately I feel constantly lazy and everything takes more than before. I'm worried if I lie down, I might not be able to get up again. There's no doubt that my time is running out. I could do nothing but await death's sweet embrace to claim me. But I'm still feeling fine despite all this. Oh, and also feeling ill as well. Okay, I think my time's finally coming to an end. Mind if you give me a tattoo? Trade policies. That's what you're looking for. But it's kind of too late to be talking about that right now. It's time to get a tattoo. God, I could die right here, right now, without having that kingdom to be established, but at least that option exists now. Now, son, remember, if you want the wealthy provinces, you're gonna have to fight them all back. You're gonna have to do that. Even if you have to enact tyranny or whatever. Again, I might die right here, right now. But the idea of establishing a kingdom before my passing seems absurd. Plus gain heroic legend seed. At this point, no. I don't think I deserve that. I mean, being a founder is one thing, but I think someone more worthy should do that. I think it's better to stick around as a vassal just for a little while longer. And plus, I'd rather retire at my own terms. You are an exalted commander and a defender, with a rat-like demeanor. You'll make for a great marshal. Powerful boar over there. Now look, he's just as a genius as Lazarus is, but he's considerably more, callous, a bit more meaner. And Shakanda, well, he's intelligent, but he's a bit eccentric, but calm. Charismatic protagonist. The what? Oh my. Holy fire. It started there. Oh, it's definitely coming up here. To walk to is to be treated with dreadful severity of human suffering. Pestilence has come to this one-story metropolis. The affected will often contort themselves in unholy dances at random intervals between bouts of mindless scrolling and founding on the streets. Already people are calling this faction Marchioness fire. At least half of the peasant population has already been infected. It's only a matter of time for it to spread to Summit of Precision. This is a major outbreak. And it's definitely going to come here. A dim, flickering light of color like this finally illuminates the scene as the physician lays out the plan of attack. Those afflicted by noise fire punished with erratic movements like I've never seen before. This plague risks to destabilize the entire realm. Our people and crops will be decimated if we do not take radical action. Yes, please. Meanwhile, oh, we already had control plagues. That's researched then. Yeah, shit. I have a feeling he's gonna muck it up. Risk of infection is high here. If the disease were just set to spread like flame to paper across the realm, slow to a crawl. The radical measures proposed by Coptic has taken a toll on the economy in the short term, so it may not be quite the threat that we all feared. Wonderful. At least I hope. It's reached Abu Hamad. Now, what is holy fire? This character suffers from painful seizures, headaches, nausea, and diarrhea. Voluntary spasms make it look like as if we're dancing. Anybody who has it is a critical penalty. It's a very deadly disease that no one should have. I fear we may be in need of a new physician. Place one. Okay, you know what? Just fire the son of a bitch. It did. And then just recruit for decision. Starts party. Because it only appears to be going down in this direction, not up here. We're trying our damnedest to make sure it doesn't go up here. In the middle of a conversation with Sarah, I paused. Sorry, forget what I was going to say next. My lady, Sarah says, concerned. It's fine, Sarah says. Did you have something else to tell me? Hey, wait a second. He is widely known in these circles. I also need a new tutor. Lazarus, you be the tutor. Because you are a genius. Yeah, I think we're good because that's not coming up here. Instead it went down. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I think my son should do that because that heroic legend seat there, it would be worth it in future. Because if I were to find it myself and then that legend seed goes away, so it would be a waste. Makes logical sense. So if he wants to be prestigious, well, he's gonna have to do many prestigious things in his. Shikanda, what the hell are you doing being Lombard? I didn't build that. That was the predecessor. Right, improved my commander traits of all of these. Again, my priority now is just get room to rule and then retire. I'll end the episode by retire to the monastery. I think that's all that I can do now. But the things I wanted to do. And be sure to gift all the artifacts to Lazarus, because to me, Sophia, you are strong. A strong genius. Shit. I mean, I wish I could, you know. No, you can't designate your heir because your legitimacy level's too damn low. We'll take care of those peasants soon. Pangs the sentence. How cruel a mistress is around her dance. To deprive the world of such beautiful dance. Without her we are but hollow shells. Our misery festers, our hearts rebel. And also, just in case I may have to give all the money, send gift to Lazarus. Again, if I were to choose, you know, the sons and heirs, like, would you rather have another great military leader who's greedy, but at least he's humble, but he tends to be a bit callous, though. But he's got friends, including friends in Shakanda. Which, remember, Shakanda is going to be the one to inherit the gold mine. So I think with the friendship, you could possibly revoke his title and all that. Doesn't matter which one you pick, you're all going to get shy. Gained a hook on him. Wait, before you go, I want you to demand payment, knowing of your old age. No, I should probably use that up before you retire. There are no more room for temples to be built. It's just that damn shyness trait, and among other things. That's what was causing the hindrance, so wondering. Because he would be a great administrator, and then we'll be making lots of fortune, and we could solve all of our problems by great wealth. But if I disinherit somebody, and if I were to choose Raphael instead, he'll be a little snarky, but he'll be a defender. But yet I've been grooming Lazarus lately, because it's very high stewardship, and you could go possibly even higher. I land know your people. Oh. So here it comes. Room to rule. Lazarus gained 3 stewardship, 3 marshal for Raphael, 1 learning for Sophia, and 1 was for Shakanda. Okay. It's best to get out now before the power struggle gets to me, knowing that I'm infirm and all that, so. Oh, I'm in no mood of disinheriting someone knowing that it's not worth the cost of renown. It's not worth it, man. So, I'm here to give you, gift you all these artifacts. Oh, that actually makes me stressed because of greedy. Okay. Who knows, maybe I might drop just for that. And the legitimacy is below expected. After all that to the end. Okay. That's it. I don't give a damn anymore. First, unequip all these artifacts, and then give it to him. Okay, this is how it's gonna work. See? Give him everything. One at a time. I don't give a damn, son. You will have all of these. Including the axe. Forget the dagger. I'll probably keep that for myself. The ever important Rita's crown. Lucky rabbit's paw. That's important. Book of Nubian Chivalry. This is something that you should probably have. Oh, good. Huh. Nubian Master of Game. Sure. Okay, now I'll keep that dagger for myself. I'll keep the tooth. I don't think you really need that. You get to have that gemstone. And you may never know when you need this. Right. Oh. A book. Yes, this makes my health poor. Well, I mean, the stress is actually a part of that. Yeah, here. Book. This is a definite need for you. And now, Lazarus, I'm gonna give you all this money. Yes, I know I'm greedy. I'll probably get even more stressed than before, but I don't care. You're gonna need that for inheritance. I might get even more stressed and I could die right here due to being overstressed because I'm giving you all this money. I'll take the last few with me for myself. Yes, retired to the monastery, as I attend. In the tradition of pious rules before me and after careful consideration for the fate of my realm and my own soul, I believe it is now time to retire as a ruler. In the ultimate show of humility and sacrifice before Holy God, I wish to renounce my titles and all inheritance. So this decision will let you abdicate your throne to your heir and retire to the monastery, permanently relinquishing all titles and rights to inheritance. Which, again, I tried everything as a ruler. My legacy will be one of building churches, and sometimes the occasional raids. And me being greedy, in which we use all that money to finance such, invest in such things. I was never a virtuous one, but I tried to be pious, because this is my way of doing penance. But perhaps I can do penance by retiring to a monastery. And hopefully I'll find peace. Hope so. At this time. The most pious. This is how we're going to end the episode. After months of prayer and studious examination of the Word, I cannot shake this feeling that God has a higher purpose for me than the vain glories of kingship and courtly life. I'm not the first of Marchioness to consider this. And now, after numerous letters with the Archimandrite, the head of the monastery here in Crusader, it is clear that I could better serve the Lord by laying down my crowned scepter and picking up his book. To this end, I've called a meeting with my bishop to inform them of my final decision. To my surprise, they seem genuinely supportive, if a little confused. Great Marchioness, we received word from the Archimandrite in Crusader. Is it true what they say? Yes. May Almighty God bless Nubia. My time as Marchioness is over. Because I'm old, I'm infirm, stressed out, so. And I have a tattoo to protect me. So I will serve the last remaining years of my life as a nun. I'm opposed. May not inherit titles, may not marry ever again. And they will call me the pious. So there you have it. Maria Iesousikol has decided to abdicate to become a nun. She was dreaded, she was illustrious, but she was a paragon of virtue. She was known as being an inspector in her late life, only fought in 2 wars as she did more of the raiding. She went on a pilgrimage to St. Catherine's Monastery and to Jerusalem in her late life, as does the inspection, a hunt, a hike, and a funeral. And only attended one feast once. Now Duke Lazarus ascends to the throne. Loyal to his spouse and family, Lazarus is certain to place the good of his dynasty above all personal concerns. Loyal to his house. He doesn't have a spouse. So now, he gets the lion's share of the rich provinces that I would covet more than anything else. But we can get the gold mine off of him, definitely. So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we're going to end the episode here. We'll deal with the issue of a peasant rebellion, and as well as, well, we're going to have to find ways to try to win all this back, because, let's be honest, there's no way I could function fully without, the gold province. This I can do without, but especially over there, because the coast is more important and dear to me, and all that. So, we hope you people enjoyed this episode, because in the next episode will be the beginning of the reign of Duke Lazarus of Nubia, and we'll see all that and more. But until then, so long for now.